I don't even remember exactly where the snake was, so I just have to be really careful. We'll listen for it. Thankfully it has that, there it is. Like on cue, that was perfect. Thank you, Mr. Snake. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Stranded Deep. My name is Botched and we are continuing our adventure here on our new home. We have established a beachhead so far and eliminated most of the snakes, but as I was working through the night gathering up some materials, I came across another one. And I hit it once, but then it scurried off into the trees there, and I couldn't see it well enough to kill it. So we are going to continue looking around for it while we collect things on the island. I'm going to do a little bit more exploration of the center of the island here, just to make sure that we've gotten everything that we can use right away. And I don't even remember exactly where the snake was, so I just have to be really careful. We'll listen for it. Thankfully it has that, there it is. Like on cue, that was perfect. Thank you, Mr. Snake. And now if you'll just come out so I can see ya. Man, I really don't know where he's at. He's freaking me out. Get the heck away from him. If I could just see him. Maybe if we come up here. There he is. I think I just saw him. Yep. He's right there. He's got a spear in him, so that's the one I shot last night. He's oh. Alright, we're gonna circle around this way. There he is. Aha! Got him. Alright, hopefully that is the last snake. That would have been, I think, 3 snakes. So with any luck, that is the last of them.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, sure is, buddy. Alright, so let's continue our exploration. I did notice that a lot of the fruit and other vegetation on the island is spoiled. I think that is just a, kind of a, oh, not this one though. I think that's just really a byproduct of it being a player-made island. I have seen that before with my little bit of experience with these, and found it peculiar. But all the fruit that we saw earlier in the fruit forest, say that three times fast, is spoiled, and that's okay. I honestly don't, care too much about it. I don't spend too much time. It says like that you have to vary your diet or whatever, but it's simply not true. It doesn't seem to matter what you eat. So I am not concerned at all about that. I'll basically just be dining on fish and the occasional crab and snake for the vast majority of this, and I don't think it matters at all. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's have a look around, see what else we can find. Really need more wood if we can get it. And I'm trying to be selective in what trees I break down for a couple of reasons. The first reason is aesthetics. I don't want to deplete the island of resources. We can just cruise on over to that one and deplete that one if we need to. But then also shade, although this particular island has some really great shade to it, and the spot that we chose is excellent for that as well. So not a huge concern there. I'm just poking around to see if there was anything else that I left back here that could be useful. Not really seeing any. I believe we're probably free of snakes. Of course, as soon as I say that, I'll hear a death rattle again. Let's see if we can... If there's anything up here we can get to. I want to get too high up and not be able to get back down, but I'm just curious to see if there's going to be anything special. Sometimes a little bit of exploration can yield some nice results on these, and sometimes it can just get you stuck. So no, not really seeing anything great. I don't want to jump from this distance because I don't want to hurt myself. So I'll see if I can make my way down. There's one island in particular that I think it says something about, it's either named Jump Island or it's got it in the description. But that's one of those ones that if you like that sort of thing, that kind of exploration, that's a good one to try out. Okay, I just finished what we started here. This is what I was doing when I came across that snake. So obviously I had to abandon my work for a moment. Okay, we have another storm brewing in. So that shouldn't bother us too much. I think the sound was pretty good. I just ended up on the wrong side of the island, didn't I? That's okay, we'll just go around. But anyway, I think the sound was pretty good. It wasn't too loud. Yes, this is the spoiled fruit forest. Just what a shame. That's okay. I would have eaten it, you know, nothing else than for like a little treat or just in between rounds, but that's okay. Still got to kill some pigs and eat those. There's plenty of resources, so I'm not at all concerned about food. And that's kind of how I felt about this game from the beginning. You know, I've played this game off and on for years now. Back as far back as I can remember, before there were stills, you'd find buckets, and the buckets were how you got water. I don't know how far back ago that was, but if anybody remembers, you can leave a comment in the description or probably down below and remind us all when that was. That's how far back I go, though, as far as this game is concerned. And through all of that, like I said, I've never actually beaten the game. But then, to be fair, the wind condition wasn't in there at the time. It was really just kind of, you know, mostly exploration and survival. So it'll be a new challenge. It means that we have to take on a series of boss fights. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I think it's pretty much common knowledge at this point, but I don't want to spoil things either. I think we had flare gun. You know, I'm just kidding. That's cool. I really don't know what these are for. Maybe he had an idea in mind, the developer or developers. I shouldn't necessarily assume it's any one particular person, but I really don't know. So let's see, how are we doing? Okay, definitely need some water. I just just drink up the water that way, right? No, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Okay, that's good. Let's kill let's eat our snake. We need some more wood for the fire. I have a lot of offline chopping to do. I won't make you watch all the chopping that's going to take place, but I'm going to be setting up a couple different things. First thing I want to do is build a dock that extends out to the water, and that'll make it easier for me to create a raft, I think. And then we can also kind of build a home maybe out on top of it. But we'll see how far it extends first before we make that decision. You really just have to go left, right, left, right, left, right. But for some reason I have a hard time with it sometimes. Yeah, it's a snake. Otherwise we're doing pretty good. Not a cloud in the sky, and yet it's cooking's leveling up. That's good. All right. Here's our ship. We'll have to make a trip out there here fairly soon, although I'm not sure if I want to do that before or after I've made a sailing raft. That might be our first destination, just to go and have a look around and see what we can find and get our goals. The other thing I need to do is kill a crab and skin the crab, but I verified this, there are no crabs on this island, so I can't complete that goal yet. But that is definitely on the agenda, just if nothing else to get the tutorial bit out of the way so it's off the screen. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Let's see here. Another thing I've never done is unlocked all those little locks down at the bottom, the backpack stuff. I don't even remember. It must be under one of these menus here. Mining, story, consumables. Wait a minute. This? Aha. Okay, so we can make a tool belt right away. We can even make a tool belt pouch right away. Heck, we can actually make a lot of this right away. I might just do that. Bird snare. I've never tried a bird snare before. We found a fishing trap earlier. We'll have to put that down and see what that looks like. Nice. Okay. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. The first goal right now is to secure enough wood to get the dock put together. So I'm going to pause the video and gather a little bit more wood, and then we'll get building on the dock. All right. So we've made some progress tonight. I took all those logs and turned them into sticks. So we are staged up for building our dock. But before we do, we need to address some concerns here for food and water. So let me just go ahead and take care of that real quick. Let's see, we need some more palm fronds on here. Gotta keep this stocked so we don't run out of water. Okay, and we need some food as well. And what I noticed, let me take this fishing spear, as I was cruising around trying to find trees that I didn't mind getting rid of, I noticed that there's kind of a natural bay over here, right? So like right here, this is open water. Theoretically, we could have a shark come in through that opening. And I suppose over here, it's, you know, probably the same to at least some degree, but here we can see that there is a bit of a protected bay here. And so I think this is probably going to be my fishing spot going forward, just because, and actually it might even be my launching spot for the raft, because I don't think sharks are going to come in here. Easily see the fish, and I think what I'm going to do is swim around and collect a whole bunch of these, because we can have a big collection set up ahead of time, and as long as we don't skin them, then they won't spoil. So we can have a great big old pile of fish set up ahead of time, if I can catch them. Better breathe. Breathing is good. Wouldn't that be tragic to drown going after fish? That's the way you died. Let's see here. Yeah. We'll get a good stockpile going so we don't have to do this very often. And this is what I'm saying, like, I don't see why oh, palm frond. It's a random palm frond under the water, I'll take it. I don't see why you know, starving to death is really a concern. You know, I don't remember the last time I ever killed a stingray. I'm just gonna try it if I can. No, doesn't look like I can. Maybe that's why I don't remember doing it. Okay. Let's see here. Take a look and see what else we can find. There might be some, you know, hidden secrets down here too, so go look around and see. Archer fish are okay to eat, but I'm mostly just sticking to sardines if I can. I know there may be fish that are not okay to eat, and I don't really want to try to distinguish, but no doubt sardines are okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any sharks. This is wonderful. This is a really great island. I'm very, very happy with it. It sure makes things a little easier getting started. Oops, better breathe. Alright, that probably ought to be a good amount for starters. I mean, we still have the pigs, but I'm not going to bother killing those right away just because we really don't need to. I probably won't do that until we need to think about having more leather on hand, but we started out with a little extra leather, so that helps a lot. Alright, so let's get back and get some food cooked. I just thought I saw a shark off the coast there just now. That's good to know. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be swimming around. Oh yeah, there it is right there. I want to be swimming around out there if I can help it, at least not right away. Maybe when we get our docks, we can try to kill that thing. Because you remember earlier I had swam out to that boat right there. Saw some tires that I'd like to get a hold of. Put our palm frond away. Alright. Gotta get fed. There we go. So let's see here. Where's a good spot to make a big pile of fish? That I'm not even gonna say what that looked like. Let's see, how many do we need? A lot. Let's just cook 4. But now we have a good pile of fish, and that's not going to spoil, so that'll keep us going for a little while. But this is definitely how you survive in this game. Is just, you know, if you can get food and you can get water, then it's pretty hard to die from, you know, from those two things. Really, your biggest concerns are going to be, you know, later when you're fighting some of the creatures in the game. Those can be a bit ornery, as we saw. Even just the lowly snake can be a bit ornery at times. So let's see here. Okay, I'll take this crate since we've emptied it and just throw it back here with the others. Those are going to be very handy when we get ready to build the raft, which is going to be happening really soon. I think what I'd like to do for the rest of this episode is just focus on getting a dock made. In fact, we have a tool. We have a hammer somewhere. I think maybe put it back here. Actually, this should go there. Where's my tools? There. Okay. So let's see. I'll take the wood. Actually, you know what? I'll leave that right there for now. Just leave a little bit over here for the fire. So that should be done shortly. I'll eat, and then I'll get started on the dock. Okay, cooking went up. That's good. I think it's done. No. It used to be that there you go. That you could pre-cook some of this and leave a big pile of cooked meat instead, but you cannot anymore, which I guess makes sense, you know, but it doesn't make sense that, you know, fish could just stay there forever. So I mean, if you're trying to make it realistic, you know, let's make it realistic. Otherwise, let's at least make it, you know, make sense, I guess. So, all right. Just take all the wood we can. And let's see, I think what we said we wanted to do was build it over here so that it extends out over the water. But I need it to be out far enough so that we can launch. So I think what I'll do is kind of line up right here. We need our hammer out. And then foundation. Oops. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try maybe want it far enough back where I can put a staircase to it. Let's try that. Build a few more. Okay, so we've got the first little bit down. Let's keep building. Let's get some more done. Probably going to use up all this wood. I may have to make a trip out to one of the islands and just go and get a whole bunch of wood made. Which I will do off camera probably, just to save the tedious part for myself. I know I'm selfish that way. Let's see here. Can I... Oh, I need lashings for the steps. Oh, I already have too much wood. Let's drop this thing. There we go. All right. It's going to get dark soon, but we'll just keep building as long as we can. So I think I'm trying to think about not just the dock, but also I'll probably build a little shack on top of the foundation that I'm building right now, so that we have a home. Another storm coming in, that'll add to the ambiance, I guess. Go. Let's see. Let's get a few more down. Little, you know, this wood doesn't go very far. We still need to make a raft. So a lot of work to be done. All right, well, that's all the wood we have made so far. Let's just go ahead and finish up this last one here. We definitely need more. I'm thinking about going out at least 2 or 3 more times to really extend this out, and then I'll probably put like a little shack here in the back, you know, and that'll be kind of our new home, and that'll keep us out of the weather in the future. But I think we can extend this out a little bit further. We're just going to need a little bit more wood. So I'm going to pause and go gather that up. All right. So we've got the rest of the dock built. I tried to get into a spot where you could actually kind of see it, but I know it's dark. So we'll see it soon. But I think that's as far out as I need to extend it. I don't really need to go much further than that. And we should have enough space to build a house as well, small like building. I probably won't do a lot when it comes to that. Let's see. There it is. We have a little wood left, but not a ton. So I'm gonna put that right here just so we have some firewood, which is a little more than I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Okay, so our next order of business is definitely going to be a raft. However, I don't like cutting down all the trees on my island. I like the island to stay, you know, not pristine, but, you know, flush so that it looks nice. I mean, we're going to be spending the majority of our time here, so I don't want to deplete it too much. I don't mind going to some other distant island and just strip mining the entire thing, which is exactly what I'm going to do next, because we really do need a lot more resources than I'm prepared to take from this island. So I'm going to start paddling. I'm hoping that it's only 11 o'clock now, so I'm going to get fed first and get some drink, and then I'm going to head out to the next island. And I'm hoping to be back in time to finish up with some supplies. So once again, going to pause. I'm going to just go and get some materials from another island, and come right back. All right. So I have been working through the night to deplete this island of its resources. I've already broken the 2 axes that I had on me, and we've got a couple of palm trees down, a couple more chopped up. Really just kind of going around and getting whatever I can put in place, because we'll end up having to take a second trip. But you can see when I drag this over towards the raft, yeah, we've got a couple stockpiles already started, a couple trees down here that still need to be chopped up, and I think there's at least 1 standing palm tree left. This is the same island that we kind of came to start with. You see there's the shipping crate. So there aren't any rocks, because I was pretty thorough in gathering those up our first time here. But that's okay, because they don't, you know, we can carry back whole logs if we need to, and even make additional chips if we need to. Lots of palm fronds, which is fantastic. So it's a good trip. This is pretty much what I do to islands, especially these really small ones, is just completely wipe them of everything that I can find. And typically it does take more than 1 trip to accomplish, at least in the beginning. Eventually we'll get to a point where our boat is large enough and has enough containers we can visit entire islands, strip them down, and carry pretty much every resource on there in 1 trip on the way back. But that may or may not really be necessary. In fact, I'll probably not do quite that much, just because you know, we're not really trying to survive for forever, right? So we don't need all of the natural resources. That's that hoarding mentality that I try to fight in these games sometimes. But then beyond that, in the past, and I might even do like another series or something later, I've attempted to see, well, just how long can I survive, right? If I didn't want to finish the game and I just wanted to be as conservative as possible and you know, use the natural resources such that I last as long as I possibly can, how long could I possibly go? I have never fully explored that. I've gone for a while until eventually I just got bored and stopped. But I also wasn't doing YouTube at the time, so I could see exploring that in the future. However, I mean, the reason I got bored is there wasn't a lot to it. There was just really, you know, gathering up resources and bringing them back, and gathering them up and bringing them back. And, you know, at some point I had more than enough to keep me alive for a while, and, you know, would stop, and that's usually where I'd end up kind of, you know, losing interest at some point. So I don't know how good a video that would really make. Maybe I'll do it and just, you know, kind of shorten it up a little bit for the sake of the videos, but we'll see. All right, that's a whiles off. We've got a lot of work to do just finishing this game alone. Okay, So we are ready to go ahead and get what we came for and get off this island. I'm going to go ahead and stage some of this for our next trip because can't carry it all back. Half tempted to bring the palm fronds and whatever wood we can. Day 4, yay. Alright, in fact that's what I'm going to do. Just go back as many logs as I can. Okay. In fact, I will need one spot for the paddle. Okay. I think that's pretty good. We'll definitely have to come back and finish up in a little bit, but for right now, that should get us going. Let's go ahead and make our way back to our island. I had to kind of pull it up a lot because there was a lot of rocks in the way. There we go. Pull up. There we go. Okay. There's our friendly neighborhood shark. Alright. I will pause once again and make my way back, and then we'll drop off. Alright. So we've brought back a lot of the wood. There's still a little bit remaining there on the small island, but I think this is a good supply. I had to create a refined axe, and I had to take a little break because my health was depleting, so decided to say, okay, that's enough for now. While we're cooking, let's get some chopping done. Did I just drop my axe? I did. Where did it go? It went flying over here. Okay. So, let's get some of this put down. Alright. I mean, we're not going to be able to make the raft completely in this episode. We're just, a little long on time. But I wanted to show you, what I was doing and where I was getting all the supplies from. So this part here, also a lot of work to build the foundation for the boat. But I do have a plan for the boat and how that's going to operate, and that's going to make life a lot easier. The only other thing that you missed while I was away was I made 2 or 3 trips. I don't even remember now. I think probably 3. Back and forth across the water, and on each trip I was harassed by what looked like maybe a goblin shark and a hammerhead shark, and I don't think that happens on the larger rafts unless something's changed. I'm pretty sure they leave you alone on a bigger raft, so that's another big reason to put the work in early and get the raft made, so that you don't have to contend with that, because honestly I don't understand why the mechanic even exists. It's really more of a nuisance than anything. But anyway, I'm just complaining. So I think honestly this is probably a good enough place as any to call the video, because I really just have a lot of work to do that I can do off camera. Probably going to go back and get the rest of that wood, and there's some palm fronds left behind as well that I'll secure. But for right now, let's just call it an end of the video. If you like the video, if you enjoy the content and you want to see more, best way to support me is to simply click the like button down below. Helps out more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't already. That also helps out a lot. I think the more times people subscribe, the more people subscribe, right? So grow the community, be a part of the community. At some point maybe I'll even make like a Discord channel or something we can all get together and play some of these games together. But for right now, this is the place to start. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.